Hi, I'm Jill, and I'm just starting my online teaching career. I have been teaching various things on and off for about 20 years now. Most recently, I've been teaching English as a foreign language here in Cairns in Australia. Unfortunately, face-to-face students are a bit thin on the ground at the moment, thanks to the pandemic around the world and closed borders. So because I can't continue teaching face-to-face, I've decided to move online so I can continue teaching English. So it's a big learning curve. Lots to learn about the process of teaching online, the technical side of it, the setup, and all the different companies that you can teach through. So this video is all about iTutor. So iTutor is one of the first companies I've applied for, and I've actually started working for them. So I'm just going to talk you through what I had to do to apply and give you a little bit of help if you're thinking about applying yourself. And I'll keep making more videos as I go with various different projects teaching online. Okay, so I've recently started working for iTutor, which is a Chinese company where I can teach English online. The application and interview process took me about 2 weeks. So I had to fill in the application online. I had to do an online interview. So the questions were just little questions in videos, and I had to answer them with my camera on, and they recorded my answers, and then someone looked at them afterwards. So I did that. There was questions about my teaching experience, what I enjoy about teaching, and then a couple of scenarios about situations I might get in online classes and how I would deal with it. So kids not paying attention or pronunciation issues. So I just had to give a little explanation of that. So having taught for a good 10 years, that was fine. Like, I had no problem with that. So that interview process was fine. After that, once I'd passed the interview, I had to do some online training. So watch their training videos, which explained two parts to that. So part was explaining the company and how it worked and how the platform worked, how the booking system worked, and the materials, that kind of thing. So that was interesting. And the other half was explaining teaching. So for people who hadn't taught before, so that was very much stuff that I knew, so that was easy to go through. So that again was all fine. That was about 2.5 hours of videos that I watched to prepare myself for working with iTutor. And then I had to do an IT test. The IT test was what I had most problems with, because I haven't taught officially online before. I've had some private lessons. So the official teaching, the background and the lighting all had to be perfect. So first of all, I had my computer sideways to the window, so half of my face was in shadow, and the background wasn't very light because our walls are not white, they're cream, and it just didn't show up well enough. So first of all, it wasn't light enough, so I had to try and move. So the only way I could do that was moving so that the computer was right in front of the window, so the light was coming straight in. But by doing that, then I didn't have a wall behind me. So in this room, there's actually a cupboard behind me that has a mirror, so that didn't work very well. And there is no room in our house where I could sit facing the window and have a blank wall behind me. So how I ended up passing my IT test was I stopped the ceiling fan, I balanced a curtain rail across the blades of the fan, and I clipped a white bedsheet to the curtain rail, and it hung down behind me. So I tried that first, and the light was okay, but then there wasn't anything decorating my background because it has to look bright and fun for kids. So I had safety pins and printed pictures, and I safety pinned them to the sheet, which was difficult because I had to take it down and it was very much balanced. So Eventually, I took the IT test again and I passed. It all looked good, but I just thought, I can't go through this every time I teach. I can't stop the fan and balance a curtain rail and have a sheet coming down that might fall down at any minute. So eventually I came up with, behind me, you can see I have my nice background now. So what I have is a bookcase that I brought out of the cupboard. So it's turned around, it's facing the other way. I put Velcro, double-sided sticky tape and Velcro on the back of the bookcase. And I got a couple of sheets of this white board, which is called core flute. So it's a light it kind of looks like corrugated cardboard, but it's white and plasticky. So a couple of sheets of that from the hardware store, they were $8 each. Stuck Velcro to that, and I've put them at the back. So I'm actually standing up now with this behind me. The Velcro means it's adjustable, so I can sit down at the desk and teach as well, but I prefer standing up. So there is the option there that I can move it now. And I'm right in front of the window. The core flute is white, so I have one board with all these ABCs and pretty things on, and then I have one plain board, which is fine for if I'm teaching adults or even just making a video, something like that. Another thing, speaking about the lighting, so I sorted out all my background in the lighting for during the day, having the window, but some of the peak hours that I'm teaching now are at night. So obviously I don't have any daylight coming in through the window, so I had the same problem with lighting. So what I did is I went to Kmart and bought a selfie light. So this clips, I've got it clipped onto a book, so I can stand it on my table and move it. It's got a movable arm here so you can move it around. I could also clip my mobile phone in if I needed to. But for now I just need the O-light, so I can stand it on my desk and the light goes behind my laptop camera. So it shines evenly on my face and my background. So yeah, about $6 to $7 from Kmart, and that solved the lighting problem at night. One other thing you need to have for teaching with iTutor is a set of headphones with a microphone. So these ones I got, I bought a decent set. They were about $40 from Officeworks, just has a USB connection, so connects into the computer. It is a requirement for iTutor that you have headphones, so that was an investment I had to make. They work very well, they're fine. Again, they were part of the IT test, I had to wear them for that. When I've been doing other lessons on Zoom and Skype, I haven't used them so far, so they're just private lessons that I've done before, and I've never had a problem with the sound. But at least now I have that option, and also if I take the computer outside, which I'm hoping to do with some of my adult lessons because I like being outside, then it might be a little bit noisy with the weather or traffic, so then the headphones would be useful. So finally, when I got through all of that and passed my IT test and had the setup, so it's nice and easy, then I finished uploading all my certificates, which again, because I got my TEFL qualification, my teaching qualification 25 years ago, before I was married, I had to upload my marriage certificate and my passport and get everything in sync there so they had all my qualifications. One other thing as well, I originally uploaded my Australian passport because I have dual nationality, so I've got an Australian passport and a British passport, so I was born in England but I live in Australia now. And originally I uploaded my Australian passport and they emailed me back and said, could you upload your British passport? So I do believe there are some courses that they only allow British native speakers to teach, or American, but not Australian. So happy with that. They can see whichever passport I need to teach whatever. Props. For iTutor and other online companies where you're teaching kids, they particularly ask you to use lots of props. So I bought just a kids ABC book and cut out the pictures for here, printed out a couple of animal pictures because I'm in Australia, and my name. I also have a kangaroo puppet, so I just looked at what I had left over from when my kids were little. So I've got my kangaroo puppet. He likes to where's the camera? Yeah, he likes to help out. The kids like him. And things like I have a sock monkey that I made, so he joins sometimes. Crocodile, which is always, the boys like that very much. I also bought a set of alphabet flashcards, which haven't used them yet, but I'm sure I will use them. I have a whole box of soft toys, various different animals, which even in my first couple of weeks, I've used the snake and the turtle and the cat. I've used a few different things. So yeah, having a few different props has been really useful. So there's a little bit of an investment initially for online teaching, particularly teaching kids, but it's something that then I've got so I can use again and again for future lessons. Okay, one other thing you have to do in your application is make a couple of introduction videos. So just like I'm standing here with the background, so you have to be wearing your red polo shirt, you have to have the background. For teaching kids, you have to make it fun, explain a little bit about yourself and your teaching so that the students or parents of the students, if it's kids, can watch your video, and sometimes they get to choose their tutor, not always. So yeah, you have to do a 1-minute introduction video for adults and a 1-minute introduction video for kids. So I also had to do those. So finally, after 2 weeks, it all got approved. I got my background sorted out. I went and bought my red polo shirt. So you have to have a red polo shirt with a collar. Fortunately, it was back to school time here in Australia, so I could go into Kmart to the boys section and got a couple of polo shirts for $2 each. Bargain. So ready to go. I had to sign up for a minimum of 6 hours initially, so 6 hours a week. So I've just started with the minimum until I get used to it, and I've got a few other things going on. And those 6 hours had to be within their peak hours. And the peak hours for them are weekends and late nights here in Australia. So I've started out with 4 hours on a Saturday and 2 hours late on a Wednesday night. So late being 9:30 till 11:30, which is late for me. So I've said which hours I'm available to teach, and then I just wait and they give me classes. They schedule classes in. So I have an app on my phone, or I can log onto the website and check which lessons are scheduled for which times. So my 4 hours on a Saturday, I have 2 hours and then a break and then another 2 hours. So far I've only been teaching children, which is fine. Teaching kids is good, it's a lot of fun. They give you the materials, so when it shows up that I have a lesson, I can look through the materials, look through the slides on the video that I'll have. I can find out about the student, their age, and I can see previous reports from other teachers as to what that student's like and their level and their ability. So I can see what I'm going to teach. Nothing is confirmed until 1 hour before the lesson, so I have seen things change in terms of maybe one class had 2 students and then it dropped down to 1 student, or it had 1 and it grew to 2. Not a lot of change, but sometimes they don't get booked until just a few hours before. This is all fine with me for now. I'm happy with I don't need to know that far in advance. The material's all there. It doesn't take a lot of preparation. So I've been teaching now for 2 weeks. So I've done 2 Saturdays and just 1 Wednesday. I'm coming up to my 2nd Wednesday. So far only 6 hours a week. And my pay has been showing up each time. So it looks like I'm getting a little bit under $20 an hour, 20 Australian dollars an hour. You only get paid once a month. And so that won't be till next month, and it's by international bank transfer. So I'm not sure as yet what I'll lose in any conversion fee or international transfer fee. So I won't find that out till next month. But it's good to start. It's good experience. Like I said, it's easy teaching. It's fun teaching kids. So if you've taught before, it's an easy way to get into online teaching and make a little bit of money. If you haven't taught before, they really lead you through it, and it is quite easy. So if you'd like to have a go at applying for iTutor, if you look below, I'll leave the link, because every teacher gets a referral code. So if you refer another teacher and they sign up, I get a commission. So again, you know, it's all different ways of getting a little bit of extra cash, and what goes around comes around. So if you then sign up, leave your referral code and get the next person. So let's all help each other. So if you fancy having a go at online teaching, use my referral link below. And I'm going to put my introduction videos after this, so you can see the ones that I made, because you have to make a 1 minute, about a 1 minute introduction video for kids and one for adults, and upload those to the website. So I'll leave those at the end of this video to give you an idea. So yeah, and I'll keep you updated once I teach a bit more and what it's like and when I get paid, and let you know how it's going. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to help out if anyone's thinking of applying. And yeah, good luck with online teaching. Hi, my name's Jill. I'm from England, but now I live here in Australia. At university, I gained my degree in German and Spanish. I then followed that with a certificate to teach English as a foreign language, my CELTA. I also have a certificate to teach English to young learners. I have taught for more than 10 years all around the world. I've taught English to ages from 2 years old through to 92 years old. I've taught big groups of students and individual students, businessmen and housewives who just want casual conversation. Whatever your reason for learning English, I want to help you get the most out of your lessons. I try to make my lessons fun and productive and get you speaking as much as possible. I look forward to meeting you and seeing you in my classroom. Hi, I'm Jill. I come from England, but now I live in Australia with the kangaroos. This is my kangaroo who helps me teach. Hello! I studied German and Spanish at university, and then I took my certificate to teach English all around the world. I've taught lots of children from 2 years old, one-to-one and in big group classes. I like to make my lessons fun and interesting and get my students to speak as much English as they can. Isn't that right? Yes. So I hope to see you in my classroom so we can study English together. So I hope that's given you some idea about iTutorGroup. Like I said, I've only been teaching for a couple of weeks, but I will make more videos as I continue along my online teaching journey to let you know how I'm going with different companies or lessons, or the same company, and see how I go when I get paid, how much it is, and whether I feel like I'm getting something out of it and it's worth it. So thanks for watching. If you're a teacher interested in teaching online, I'm going to be making more videos about my experiences teaching online. So you can come back for that, you can subscribe for that. I'm also making videos for students, for learning English and slowly building those up. My YouTube channel is Learn with Jill. Originally I was starting out with sewing, so I've got some videos on there that teach about sewing, and also from when my kids were younger, a few things from my website of educating kids. So it's all about learning. Whatever I'm doing, I'm going to share. So please subscribe to my channel and come along for the ride and learn with Jill.